The future of reality TV programming has never been brighter. Opportunities for new talented writers, actors, and show creators is in extremely high demand. If you have an idea for a reality-based TV show or documentary, we want to hear from you. Breville Media Group sources, develops, and sells reality-based programming to major TV and digital networks you see featured here, plus many more. If you've got a show, we'll find a buyer. Partner with us to produce your show and fully bring your concept to life, turning your idea into an in-demand, highly valuable asset networks will pay top dollar for. Are you the next breakout reality TV star? To find out more, watch this video in its entirety and discover just what new and exciting reality TV opportunities are in store for you to develop new shows and build an attractive brand networks and audiences will want to see, as well as learn exactly how much money you can quickly earn while you do it. So stay tuned. Breville Media Group. Unlock your creative potential.
Do you have an idea for the next big money-making reality TV show, web series, or documentary, but sadly lack key elements like money, connections, and most importantly, the social media following practically everyone needs to have these days in order to get you and your ideas noticed and off the ground, instantly catapulting you into the success, fame, and fortune you so richly deserve? What if I were to tell you that right now you may be only moments away from hearing and taking full advantage of what could be the most important, life-changing opportunity you'll have for years to come? A financial and creative opportunity so great that years from now you'll look back on this day fondly as the day everything changed for you. Take a moment and mark today's date on your calendar as the day you first got the opportunity that changed your life. Because if you're someone with great ideas for film and reality TV, but don't have either of those elements I mentioned earlier, then you probably already have discovered how much harder it has now become to get your concepts heard by the people who will pay you for it, especially if you don't already have some decent buzz centered around your idea. You might have also discovered that there's a whole lot more to developing a show than just simply having a great idea. Unless you're already a skilled advertiser, developing your concept into something people will instantly gravitate to and flock to watch week after week is not going to be an easy job for you to achieve. But as you're about to see, it is absolutely critical for your success. If your experience hasn't been easy, and if you've struggled and had a hard time generating interest for your ideas, I want you to know there are 3 simple reasons for the difficulty you're experiencing, and the true problem has nothing to do with you or your ideas. So don't blame yourself if you're currently suffering from these issues that I'm about to reveal to you today. Because by the time you're finished watching this entire video, I promise that you will know precisely what to do to quickly get your ideas all the attention they deserve to have. During this video, you're going to learn a lot. Not just about what drives film and TV decisions, but also what it takes to make any content or concepts you want to create automatically stand out and attract instant interest from the people you're going to need to watch your show, as well as from the people who will pay you for your ideas. Which I'm sure is the reason why you're even watching this video in the first place. Because you want to learn how to break into the film and TV world and how you can start earning money from your ideas over and over again right away. During this video, you may find yourself agreeing with a lot of the things I'm going to reveal, expose, and explain to you about how the film and TV industry works. And this is a good thing, because it'll mean you're someone smart enough to connect the dots and see the big picture. Because as you might already have known for years, the film and TV industries have been extremely difficult for the average person with an idea to tap into. The road to success can be intentionally confusing and highly selective, seeming to only favor people with the right connections or enough sophisticated marketing know-how that their ideas have no problem at all getting noticed and heard, quickly ascending them to the heights of notoriety and fame. But I'm sure you'll agree with me when I say that your success should never, ever depend on a lack of connections or the things you either don't know how to do or aren't naturally good at. And I'm sure you'll also agree that your success should always come from the things you are already good at and do know how to do quite well. Think about it. You never see an employer hiring a person for a job that the employer themselves personally excels at and absolutely loves doing on a daily basis, do you? No. Instead, they hire people to handle those jobs that they themselves aren't good at or simply don't like doing. Rule number 1. Successful people know how to delegate. And that just makes sense, doesn't it? A common acronym for the word team is Together, Everyone Achieves More. Meaning, if you have a goal you want to achieve, it's far better to work and partner with skilled people who are experts in the various areas you are not, especially if you hope to achieve any real measure of success. Because as I mentioned earlier, there are only 3 simple reasons why talented film and TV creators are having such a hard time getting their ideas off the ground and heard by the right people in today's marketplace. And I'm about to reveal to you why. You see, the entertainment industry can be very lucrative for people with great ideas, especially if your concept can on demand attract large audience numbers of people who will watch your show. And for most people, this is major problem number 1, being able to attract a large following. Because for the last several years or so, networks would jump all over any concept that came with some sort of social media buzz. But lately, more and more show creators of independent film and TV concepts are finding it harder to get their concepts noticed by networks and have severely struggled to promote and sell new ideas, despite managing to build a solid social following for it. So what changed? Well, as you're about to discover with any industry success, it always comes down to supply and demand, as well as what makes dollars and cents for the networks. The number 2 major reason for all the sudden dream-shattering lack of interest from networks has been simply because of the fact that in addition to large audience attraction, networks now are looking for new concepts pitched to them to come with a built-in brand that could be marketed for profit. Many aspiring filmmakers have felt the frustration of getting doors slammed in their face, not just because they couldn't grow or maintain a sizable audience, but now it's also because they don't have a marketable brand that could earn money for the networks on autopilot. Branding potential is something all major networks are now actively looking for when it comes to new show development, and I'll show you why and how all this works in a moment. But these factors networks are now demanding new shows have has created a real problem for show creators who oftentimes may know how to come up with a good idea, but may not know anything about how to market, brand, or grow a following for that idea. And let's face it, no matter how good your idea or concept might be, the ability to brand and promote your idea while rapidly developing a fan base before it's even pitched to networks isn't something most show creators will automatically know how to do. Typically, most creators of content are only good at doing one thing, creating, and tend to lack the knowledge of how to magnetically attract a large following for their show, not to mention how to establish a branded sales channel that your audiences will happily buy from. And sadly, most of the information you can find on how to successfully develop and utilize those key elements never actually teaches you anything useful, much less comprehensible. And without the ability to brand your idea as well as attract a large audience, it's pretty much a guarantee that you will struggle to bring your concepts to life and earn money from them. But why should that be? Why should you and the rest of the world be deprived of seeing your talent brought to life merely because you lack the simple key factors that'll shoot your ideas straight to the top of the film and TV mountain? The good news is, thanks to new innovations in technology and media, struggling to stand out no longer has to be part of your new reality. And since I trust that you're smart enough to remember and fully understand the fact that one of the key things successful people do well is they know how to delegate what they either don't know how to do or aren't good at. The very fact that you've even watched this video thus far suggests to me that I'd also be right to believe that you are looking for an opportunity to be successful. And you want to achieve that without all the hassles and complications of trying to be a jack of all trades when it comes to the development of your show and brand. So what if all you needed to do to get your idea off the ground was simply work with a company that could help you develop and market your idea into a dynamic digital asset, complete with the type of engaging social media following and brand development major TV networks and digital content providers not only love to see in a show these days, but are willing to pay top dollar for to have on their network? If you've been looking for a way to finally take your idea from concept to reality, then pay close attention to every word I say for the next few minutes, because I'm going to share with you exactly how Breville Media Group can help you develop, produce, market, and promote your concept into the next brandable, pitch-worthy reality TV series networks will pay you for to have on their channel. And all without you having to worry about how to market your idea or how to grow a major following for it on your own. And certainly without it costing you tens of thousands of dollars to develop and produce. Hi, My name is Rebecca Owens, independent filmmaker, writer, director, producer, and spokesperson for Breville Media Group, a company whose key focus is in helping the next wave of future TV and film developers discover and unlock their creative potential. We specialize in sourcing, producing, marketing, and branding concepts from talented creators all over the world just like you, and getting them prepared and pitch ready for sale to major networks. We do this in 2 simple steps. First, we develop your idea into a show people will want to see. And second, we develop a built-in, fully automated, money-making, marketable brand based on your show before we even begin pitching it for sale. To fully understand the significance of what we do, I want you to imagine for just a moment a network TV executive in his office looking at 2 shows he's considering for development. The first show, Show A, has a really good concept with strong character development and tells a very watchable story. Show B, on the other hand, is a reality-based show about another dance competition, yada yada, nothing we haven't already seen. Except that this show comes complete with thousands of followers, likes, shares, and views on social media, in addition to the show having its very own brand of dance shoes actively being sold online. Now tell me, which of those 2 shows seems more like a less risky, no-brainer turnkey asset that the network can invest in and begin profiting from right away? If you're serious about making it in the entertainment industry, you should know money is always the name of the game. Every show that ever gets selected for development or renewed for multiple seasons does so only as long as it can attract audiences and make money for the network. And what happens to shows that can't maintain viewership or draw in money to the network? You guessed it, they get canceled. So if you've ever wondered why a network took one of your favorite shows off the air, sometimes abruptly, now you know why. It's never personal, but as I said earlier, it simply always comes down to what makes dollars and cents. So it should now be no surprise to you at all that if you want to get your idea for a show sold to a network, the absolute best way to do so is to speak the network's language. Because think about it, if you are the network executive who has to choose which show you should invest in and develop that will immediately bring a positive return on the network's money, which one would you choose? Do you take a chance on a grounded but unproven concept that is 0 following and no brand development in Show A? Or do you choose Show B, the clear winner that will bring earnings to the network starting from day 1? You don't even have to answer that question, because I'm sure you're one of the rare few who are smart enough to recognize an opportunity when you see it in front of you and are fully capable of making the right decision, especially when it's been gift-wrapped and practically handed to you with a bow. And that only makes sense, right? So what does that mean for you? Well, simply put, it means if you have a great idea for a reality show, don't sit on it. Now is the time. Take action right away and discover just how you can develop your idea into more than just a show, but a complete money-making digital brand you can sell when you partner with us today. You see, the internet has created tremendous opportunities for everyday, ordinary people just like you. Opportunities that have in the past made it easy to feature your ideas and get you noticed. Platform after digital platform sprung up, offering new ways to present your content. But soon after content online became monetized, networks didn't know yet, but the film and TV world was forever changed at that precise moment in time. Because new show creators and developers flooded the internet like miners digging for gold during the 19th century. And this development created a ripple effect that became the 3rd major problem for show creators and TV networks. This problem is what has been keeping people like you from getting their ideas noticed as quickly as they used to. And this 3rd major problem is called market saturation, something you may have already become aware of if you've ever found yourself spending more than 2 minutes trying to pick out a show to watch on Netflix or Amazon. How many times have you had one of those moments where you find yourself not knowing what to watch because there's simply too much to watch or far too many choices to choose from? There was a time many years ago when TV had only 13 stations or channels, and there was only one place to watch it: your home. Then came cable, which at first only had a modest amount of maybe 60 channels or so, only to later evolve to hundreds and literally thousands of different channels. Next came the internet, and soon we got platforms like YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, Roku, Amazon, and millions of other providers of streaming digital content online. Content is now everywhere, and it is no longer confined to just your home. Thanks to technology, you can take your favorite shows with you on the go and watch it on any one of your mobile devices. And if you're a show creator, you can create content from your phone that can be accessed and seen by millions of people around the world instantly. Sounds great, right? On the surface, a person might think all you have to do is just post a video about your idea and you'd instantly be an overnight success with millions of views and followers, as well as people throwing sponsorship money at you in support of your idea. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? And for a select small group of people, that has actually been the case. But sadly, for most people, that reality is something they never even came close to experiencing. And in the majority of cases, it wasn't that the concept or show was bad, as much as it was more that the show might have found itself being completely drowned out thanks to the nonstop tidal wave torrents of endless content. And you're about to see why. You see, the problem with market saturation and this growing surplus of content coming from current and new digital platforms is that it created extremely stiff competition for traditional TV networks. Networks are designed to gather audience attention, and they compete with each other with different shows that can gain the most amount of attention possible for their network or platform. But all the advances in the way we create and consume media has increased the level of competition astronomically. I mean, practically every Tom, Mary, and Harry has a YouTube channel, Facebook, or Instagram page with something they're trying to promote. And all these new platforms with compelling content has dramatically shifted attention away from the networks. People no longer want to watch stars when they can be stars. But the unfortunate part for most people is that they don't know how to navigate around the three major problems I've already shared with you today. And most don't even know these problems exist when they begin trying to develop their idea into a show with the hopes of selling it. Good luck. Fortunately, the good news for you watching this video, which you'll fully understand by the end of it, is that you are now already one step closer to making your dream your reality without your ideas being held back or affected by the three major problems. Because if we approve your show for development, when you partner with us, your show will be able to amass a large following, come complete with a money-making brand, and will stand out from the pack as if it was immune to all the attention-stealing market saturation that's out there right now. Audience attention is wildly important, and once upon a time was solely measured in the form of Nielsen viewership ratings. But nowadays, audience attention is more significantly measured in the form of total views, likes, shares, and followings. And if you're someone that knows how to attract a large audience with your content, as well as know how to market that to an audience once you've captured their attention, then your life and your income could practically change in a highly substantial way overnight. But if you're like most and don't know how to do any of that, then keep watching, because you're about to discover why the right opportunity of partnering with Breville Media Group to develop your idea will be the smartest decision you could have ever taken advantage of. Because thanks to the combining of technology and media, the internet has turned more content creators with nothing but an idea and a video camera into multi-millionaires faster than any high-paying job, business, or even investment opportunities ever could. And while some have been able to get noticed and made fortunes, still there are others who can barely gain a following, let alone get their concept or brand noticed and sold, due to all the other competing forms of content out there. And this has placed new, impossible-to-fulfill demands on show creators just looking to make a decent buck. Somehow, despite all the creative opportunities online, it is still very hard for the average person with a great story to tell to build the exact type of brand and following that will create the exposure they need to get their foot in the door and experience real success. There was a time before the internet where just having an idea for a show was all you needed, especially if you had the right connections. You could pitch your idea to a network, and if they loved your concept, they'd take a chance and invest tons of money to develop it. But this was a risky arrangement for the network, with zero guarantee to them that your show would be a hit. And what made this type of arrangement so great for the show's creator was that you got paid whether the network ended up making money off your show or not. But now, thanks to the continued expansion of market saturation bringing fierce competition from a seemingly endless number of new digital sources, the days of networks taking a risk on an unproven show are long over. You see, networks make money off shows when advertisers or sponsors pay the network to air commercials about their specific products or services in front of that show's audience or following. And with so much competition, all actively looking to capture audience attention, networks are losing money and can no longer afford to take chances on developing shows that don't already have a brand or a significant and reliable social media following that can be marketed to by advertisers. You might have even noticed that over the last couple of years, there have been many public disputes between networks and TV providers. Some networks have even begun breaking away from cable companies and selling direct access to their network on a monthly subscription to customers in order to make up for all the advertising revenue they're losing because of all the competing content that's available. And this is never going to slow down. So what do you do if you have a great idea you want to develop and feature without it being drowned out by the never-ending avalanche of new content being peddled out daily? Content that could easily steal attention away from your show, as well as turn your dream of being a successful content producer into an endless nightmare of wasted effort and zero notoriety, response, or reward for your creativity and desire for the fame and success you rightfully deserve by now. And let's not forget, networks no longer want to take a risk when they know they can simply invest in a show that already comes with a brand and following that will undoubtedly bring in millions in advertising revenue. Which means, if you want to stand out from the herd of other content creators trying to get their idea developed and sold over yours, then you should understand how absolutely critical it is that your show be able to attract a large audience and have a profitable built-in money-making brand. So what exactly is the answer to the question of what you should do if you have a hot idea, but no development, no following, no branding, and no clue of how to tap into the market of people who would binge watch your show and make you the next breakout reality TV star? The answer is simple, and you've already heard it. You partner with Breville Media Group and allow us to help you develop your idea into a show, establish a brand, and build a massive social media following so dynamic that networks will practically compete for the right to air your show on their channel. Breville Media Group is comprised of experts with over 30 years combined experience in the field of film and TV development, as well as digital marketing and advertising. Our team has developed and been a part of many film and TV shows, past and present, as well as numerous top-selling online digital product offers with revenues in excess of over $50 million per year in sales. Simply put, the bigger we build your brand, the more money you can potentially make. And while we're on the subject, let's talk about money. While you may have some idea of the kind of money you can make creating content online or solely for TV, you might be completely blown away to learn just what some online digital sales funnels can bring in. So let me paint a picture for you. If you've ever purchased anything online after clicking on a banner ad or a link you saw on a website, or after doing a Google search, you should know that is the typical entry point for an online sales funnel. And it might surprise you to learn that a high-converting sales funnel with a compelling product offer can on average generate anywhere from $1 million to as much as $50 million per year in revenue when properly marketed and optimized. And when it comes to selling concepts to TV networks, our goal once we approve your show for development is to negotiate the maximum price at the highest episode order. On average, networks can pay anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 per episode for a new show, with episode orders ranging from 6 episodes all the way to a full season of 22 episodes. Meaning, if you had a network deal for just one 22-episode season show priced at $30,000 per episode, you'd make $660,000. On top of that, let's say the sales funnel we build for you based on your show generates $1 million in annual sales. If the network wants to acquire your show, then they'd have to increase their offer in proportion to what your show's sales funnel is able to generate. Once we get to the final pitch phase and your show gets sold, you can expect one of two scenarios. A, the network will buy your show out in its entirety, purchasing the full exclusive rights to the show, which they will repackage and feature as original content on their network. Now, I'm sure you've seen this before with Netflix, Amazon, or Hulu when they roll out new shows and refer to them as a Netflix, Amazon, or Hulu original. However, what you may not know is that not every show the networks claim as original came from the people at Netflix, Amazon, or Hulu. In most cases, those new original shows came from independent creators just like you who got paid to sell their concept. Are you starting to get the picture for how all this works? The second option that could occur, option B, is instead of buying out all the rights to your show, the network would simply issue you a production agreement contract and hire you to continue production on your show. And just like that, you're off to a new career. So now that you see how much money you can make working with us to develop your idea into a brand, let me explain the two-step process of how you can get started. When you submit your idea to us today, our board of directors will perform a number of split-test survey data across a host of social media platforms to determine the marketability of your concept. And if approved, we'll greenlight the production of a pilot for your show so we can immediately go to work developing a brand and building the following for your show on social media, as well as creating the sales funnel your show is going to need in order to be pitched for the highest possible sales price in today's market. Now, for a host of legal reasons and as a rule of thumb for any production company, we cannot and will not take on a project to pitch for sale that we did not produce ourselves. The production teams we work with all have to sign exclusive ironclad non-disclosure agreements with us that'll protect your show from being stolen or used for profit by anyone else. This means even if you already have a pilot produced, when you come to us with your concept, we'll still have to reshoot the entire show using our production crews once we began working with you. The first step before we film your pilot and begin building your sales funnel would be for you to begin uploading videos of your concept to our members-only video sharing platform, realitytv.com. This process goes a long way in positioning your show to attract sponsorship money right away, which I'll cover more in a moment. But within our simple two-step process, your show will undergo 3 phases. Step 1, the development phase. Step 2, the marketing phase. Step 3, the pitch phase. The first most important step, once your show has been approved by our board of directors, is to establish a video treatment series about your show before we develop the pilot. During the development phase, we will upload videos about your concept to realitytv.com to help attract sponsors. And once we've acquired enough sponsors for your show, we will produce the pilot episode, filming either at a studio, satellite studio, or we'll send our film crew out to your preferred location. For every show, the board of directors sets budgets for filming, marketing, and distribution of your show across a broad number of digital platforms. The board will cover 100% of the marketing and distribution budget, which usually ranges anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000. And they will also cover 50% of the production budget, which can usually range between $10,000 to $30,000 for a 30-minute pilot. Now, regardless of the film production budget amount, Breville Media Group is committed to covering half that cost. The other 50% of the production budget will need to be covered by you, the show's creator. So let's say the production budget for your show is going to cost $10,000. The board would cover 50% or $5,000, and the other $5,000 would need to come from you. Now, if the thought of you having some sort of financial commitment in your concept is scary to you, or makes you less excited after seeing how much money you can potentially make, then you may want to re-examine whether you're really serious about bringing your ideas to life and profiting from them. Because in truth, only those who are willing to invest in themselves ever truly succeed. A solid, very hard to disagree with point that one of the co-founders of Breville Media Group, Jason Weiss, makes in his book, available just below this video, titled Content Millionaire: How to Build a Money-Making Digital Brand Online You Can Sell. In it, Jason shares real-life examples of how people who invest in their creative ideas almost never fail to succeed. And it's also full of extraordinarily powerful, life-changing tips about the industry that every serious show creator looking to succeed and have an almost unfair advantage over the competition absolutely must know. But despite how true it is that a person's success can be directly linked to how much or how little they're willing to invest in themselves, at Breville Media Group, we've taken things one step further and have come up with ways for you to fund your half of the production budget for your film and TV projects, all without it costing you anything out of pocket. Prepare to get excited, because in just a minute, I'm going to tell you exactly how your show can be developed with your portion of the production budget completely covered, no matter what the production costs turned out to be. You see, Breville Media Group is the only company that has successfully merged the two most abstract and hard to break into industries of film and TV development and digital marketing and advertising to substantial critical acclaim. Our unique way of building brands around creative concepts cause networks to see dollar signs in their eyes and immediately want to open their checkbooks come deal time, and nobody does it better. We've even had executives from networks like NBC and MTV send clients directly to us with show ideas they thought were good but needed some first-stage development before they would agree to buy it. But that's not our only innovation. In addition to developing the only platform for new show creators like yourself to get their foot in the door, we've taken the guesswork completely out of how to raise sponsorship money for all your video production projects. Why did we do that? Because when Breville Media Group was formed, it was developed with people like you in mind. Our goal has always been to give as many people as possible a fair chance to not only bring their ideas and concepts to life, but also have a legit, struggle-free way of making money off those ideas. You see, most content creators fall into the starving artist category and usually don't have money to fund the development of their ideas. And if you've ever tried to seek sponsorships, then you may have already experienced a ton of people either telling you no, or something like, your idea's good, but get back to me when you have something developed and then I might want to be a sponsor. The sponsorship raising process can be a terribly frustrating conundrum because you have this great idea, but need money to develop it properly. Yet the people you approach only seem interested in giving you money to do so only after the show has had some sort of development. So what do? It just doesn't seem fair, does it? Thankfully, we've developed ways for you to effortlessly get all the sponsorship money you'll ever need to get your film and TV projects off the ground. In addition to our groundbreaking realitytv.com platform, where members can upload and share their reality-based concepts approved by our board for development, our board of directors has also assembled a team of marketing strategists and experts dedicated to providing digital and traditional marketing services to sponsors. That means every sponsor you approach will not only want to give money to sponsor your show, but they will most likely thank you for choosing them to be one of your sponsors. Because the marketing services our team can provide them will have an immediate dramatic impact on their business, incentivizing their decision to sponsor your show. Say, for example, you want to do a show about food, similar to the Food Network show Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Every restaurant you would want to feature on your show could be a potential sponsor for the show. Traditionally, if there is already an established audience, then the sponsor would get to feature their business on your show in front of your audience, which would immediately help broaden their exposure and increase the brand awareness of their business and location. This is great for seasoned shows that already have a following, but new show creators often face a much harder time raising sponsorship during the pre-development stage before the show has developed built-in brand and social media following. As you can imagine, there isn't much incentive for sponsors to want to be included in a show that is nothing more than a concept when you bring it to their attention. However, in addition to you setting up your realitytv.com channel, where you'll post video treatments and trailers showcasing your concept, coupled with the vast array of direct response marketing services we can provide to sponsors that will enhance their business, sponsors will also be able to get a sneak peek of the new show and see how their business can be prominently featured as your show begins to be seen by a daily growing audience. It's a total win-win situation for you and the sponsor. And we'll guide you through the entire sponsorship raising process. Alternatively, if you're someone who would prefer to either self-fund your half of the production budget or seek financing options, simply let us know, and our team can connect you with our friendly third-party video production financing experts who can assist you. No matter what route you prefer to go, we can help you get your concept off the ground and build your brand properly. Occasionally, we get asked, well, why doesn't Breville Media Group simply cover all of the production costs? Which is an excellent question. But first, it's important to state that if your show is approved, then it's because the board of Breville Media Group confidently feels your concept has a strong possibility of either being sold or developed into a brand capable of attracting major revenue figures once promoted online. But when it comes to any sale of a potential TV show, concept, or brand, ownership rights are of critical importance. You see, many show creators have either had their ideas stolen or they've been nickeled and dimed out of substantial earnings, receiving only a fraction of what they could have made had there been some financial commitment on their end with regards to the development of the show. There exists a legal term called course of conduct that can severely hurt any legit legal claim you may have on the development of a show idea that has the expressed intention of being developed for sale, which you as the show creator had zero financial contributions towards. Simply put, if you have an idea, but like most people, don't have the finances to get your idea off the ground, and someone else, like a production company, steps in and covers all the costs, your rights to your concept could be in serious jeopardy if none of the money invested in the show came from you at all. But don't take my word for it. Spend some time doing a bit of research. I'm sure you'll discover a host of nightmare stories of people who lost their concept to some unscrupulous production company or agent. One thing you may also notice is that most production and development houses work a lot like the reality TV show Shark Tank. You come to them with your big idea, and they may be willing to invest in your project, but in most cases, it'll require you having to give up a large percentage of your ownership rights, up to 90%, and can even include you giving up percentages to any royalties you may be entitled to once the show is taken off. Unfair deals like this happen every day, and most people new to the industry reluctantly agree to these insane terms just to get their foot in the door. But why give up most, if not all of your rights, as well as the bulk of your potential earnings, if you don't have to? The good news for you is that when you make the smart decision and partner with Breville Media Group, whether your show is approved or not, you retain 100% ownership to the rights of your show, as long as there has been some financial commitment on your part. And this applies even if your commitment comes by way of sponsorship, which we show you how to raise with ease. During the process, we operate on a 70-30 split, meaning when your show and brand are ready for sale and we've obtained a buyer, our fee for the sale of your show is 30%, with the remaining 70% of the sale of the show going to you. And we charge 70% on the sale of the show-based digital sales funnel, with the remaining 30% going to you. Before the sales phase, all earnings the show and brand generates are split between you and Breville Media Group in the following ways. 20% earnings to you on all advertising revenue generated from your realitytv.com channels with a standard account. 45% earnings to you on all advertising revenue generated from your realitytv.com channels with a pro account. And 30% earnings to you on all sales funnel profits. If approved, when you partner with us today, not only will you begin earning money for your creative concepts, but here's also what you get in return: a professionally produced pilot, access to our team of writers who can help you draft out the perfect script or show you how to write it yourself, marketing experts who will help you establish a brand and sales funnel for your concept to promote across the web, sponsorship assistance so you can easily obtain all the money you'll ever need to produce your ideas, broad content distribution across a host of digital platforms to generate the buzz your show needs, social media integration through our proprietary methods that will build a massive following for your show, access to a dynamic digital platform to grow and build your following through realitytv.com, and access to our expert legal team who will help you negotiate terms once your show is ready for sale. The process we use here at Breville Media Group was specifically designed with you, the show's creator, in mind, to give you a real, honest opportunity to share your reality, make your voice heard, and earn money while you do it. Thousands of people have already made money bringing their ideas to life and building a brand online. The question is, why not you? If you're ready to take the first step into the world of reality TV development and building a digital brand online, potentially worth millions, then submit your concept to us right now if you haven't already done so, and book your call to speak with one of our production specialists about your idea right away. The call is completely free and comes with a discounted copy of Content Millionaire: How to Build a Money-Making Digital Brand Online You Can Sell, a $70 value. Yours today for only $19.99 when you schedule your call. If your show is approved for development by our board, we will put together a production schedule that will include a writing session conference call, which is where you will work with one of our talented writers to storyboard out your show and determine if you'll need a full script before filming. If it turns out you do need a full script for your show, we have a complete, comprehensive guide on how to effortlessly write scripts for film and TV that you can use to either create compelling stories for your projects, or if you choose to begin a new career selling your services as a scriptwriter to others for profit. But if you're simply not into writing scripts yourself, don't worry. Our brilliant writing staff can write your script for you. Lastly, we'll establish the date of filming and specific location we'll be sending our film crew out to. Depending on the scope of your concept, we can usually gather all the footage we need for a 30-minute pilot within 1 day of filming. After we've received the footage back from editing, we'll immediately go to work developing your brand and building the large-scale social media following for the show so that it can be pitched for sale. So that's it. Now that you have a full understanding of our process, there's nothing stopping you from taking the first steps toward bringing your concepts to life. I've heard it once said that the best opportunities are the ones where you risk practically nothing, but have the potential to gain everything in return. And if you've watched this far, I trust you're smart enough to decide for yourself whether or not you've stumbled upon just such an opportunity. You are only ever one good idea away from the life of your dreams. Book your call with us right now, today, by clicking the button below this video and discover how to turn your dreams into your new reality TV show. Thank you for watching this video. We look forward to hearing from you. Breville Media Group. Unlock your creative potential.